Phil Donahue, a towering figure in the world of television, passed away on Sunday at the age of 88 after a long illness. With a career that spanned over 5 decades, Donahue was more than just a talk show host. He was a pioneer who revolutionized daytime television and forever changed the way we engage with talk shows. As the host of the Phil Donahue Show, later simply called Donahue, he introduced a format that has become a staple in modern television, a show driven by audience participation, tackling hard-hitting social issues, and engaging with a diverse range of topics. His passing marks the end of an era in both television history and American culture. The Phil Donahue Show first aired in 1967 in Dayton, Ohio, and from the very beginning, it was clear that this was not going to be just another talk show. Unlike the more traditional talk shows of the time that featured lighthearted banter with celebrities, Donahue chose to dive deep into serious and often controversial subjects. His very first guest was Madalyn Murray O'Hair, a well-known atheist, setting the tone for what would become a trend of discussing polarizing topics. From feminism and civil rights to consumer protection and LGBTQIA+ issues, Donahue was unafraid to explore the conversations that others shied away from. This approach resonated particularly with female viewers, who made up a large portion of his audience. Donahue's empathetic interviewing style combined with his willingness to tackle complex topics earned him the moniker, the King of Daytime Talk. By allowing audience members to ask questions and engage directly with guests, he created a unique environment where everyday people felt empowered to participate in important societal discussions. This was a significant departure from the celebrity-focused formats that dominated the airwaves at the time, and it paved the way for future talk show giants like Oprah Winfrey. Donahue's success wasn't the result of meticulous planning or a grand strategy, it was born out of necessity. In his 1979 memoir Donahue, My Own Story, he reflected on the early days of the show, noting that the format developed almost by accident. The show's style had developed not by genius but by necessity, Donahue wrote. The familiar talk show heads were not available to us in Dayton, Ohio. The result was improvisation. Without access to big-name guests, Donahue leaned into discussions with local figures, experts, and activists, creating a space where important topics could be explored in depth. One of the most distinctive features of the show was the inclusion of radio-style call-ins, where Donahue would greet callers with his iconic, "Is the caller there?" This interactive element added a layer of accessibility and intimacy that made viewers feel like they were part of the conversation. It wasn't just a talk show, it was a community forum broadcast into living rooms across the nation. Phil Donahue's personal life became almost as much a part of his public persona as his professional achievements. In 1977, he met actress Marlo Thomas when she appeared as a guest on his show. Thomas, already famous for her role in That Girl, was a household name, and their instant connection was palpable. Donahue later described it as love at first sight, and the couple married in 1980. Their partnership was a source of admiration for many, as they often appeared together in interviews and public events, showcasing a loving and supportive relationship. Thomas was by his side when he passed, along with their blended family of 5 children, 4 sons and a daughter from Donahue's previous marriage. While the Phil Donahue Show remained his primary platform, Donahue's curiosity and passion for fostering dialogue led him to other groundbreaking projects. During the height of the Cold War in the 1980s, he teamed up with Soviet journalist Vladimir Posner for the U.S.-Soviet Bridge, a unique television series that aired simultaneously in both the United States and the Soviet Union. The program featured audiences from each country engaging directly with one another, asking questions and sharing perspectives across geopolitical divides. This effort to bridge cultural and ideological gaps was a testament to Donahue's belief in the power of communication and understanding. In the 1990s, Donahue and Posner reunited for Posner/Donahue, a weekly roundtable discussion on CNBC that tackled global issues from diverse perspectives. These collaborations highlighted Donahue's commitment to expanding the scope of conversations beyond American borders, emphasizing the importance of global discourse in an increasingly interconnected world. After Donahue ended its run in 1996, the television landscape had shifted, with newer talk shows taking center stage. Yet, Donahue's influence remained undeniable. In 2002, he returned to television with a new version of Donahue on MSNBC. However, the show was short-lived, canceled after just 6 months due to low ratings. Despite this setback, Donahue's legacy was secure. He had already reshaped the talk show genre and inspired a generation of hosts who followed in his footsteps. Outside of television, Donahue remained active in social causes. In 2006, he co-directed the documentary Body of War, which followed the life of a disabled Iraq War veteran. The film was critically acclaimed and nominated for an Academy Award, further cementing Donahue's status as a voice for social justice and activism. Phil Donahue's contributions to television and society did not go unnoticed. In May of this year, President Joe Biden awarded him the Presidential Medal of Freedom, the highest civilian honor in the United States. The award recognized Donahue's role as a trailblazer who made exemplary contributions to the prosperity, values, or security of the United States, world peace, or other significant societal, public, or private endeavors, according to the White House. This accolade was a fitting tribute to a man who dedicated his life to fostering meaningful conversations and championing causes that mattered. As news of Donahue's passing spread, tributes poured in from across the country. Colleagues, fans, and public figures alike reflected on the impact he had not just on television, but on American culture as a whole. His ability to engage with difficult topics, challenge the status quo, and bring people from all walks of life into the conversation set him apart as more than just a talk show host. He was a cultural icon and a pioneer. The cause of Donahue's death has not been disclosed, but his legacy is clear. He revolutionized daytime television, paving the way for a genre that continues to thrive today. As we remember Phil Donahue, we're reminded of the power of dialogue, empathy, and the willingness to engage with the world's most pressing issues. His contributions will be felt for generations to come, not just in the world of television, but in the broader social landscape he helped shape.